Hey everybody, it's Cinnamon Cooney, your Art Sherpa, and today, together, we're going to paint this lovely Christmas tree scene. It's a Christmas tree in a misty forest in acrylic painting on canvas. I'm going to break this down step by step in detail so that you can easily paint along at home. Now, to help me do this, on the mic is my husband, John,
Hello.
and he is here for very important reasons like turning on everything and making sure that one of our robotic cameras is pointing at or zoomed in at the techniques that I'm demonstrating so you can really see in detail, like right up in the bristles of the brush, what's happening. We have multi-camera angles. We also have a palette cam so you can see every color mix throughout the entire lesson very clearly. I believe what I can explain clearly and you can see clearly, you can follow along with at home. I've been doing this for a minute, so that belief is based in some fact experience. If you check the description down below, you'll see links to the website, information on materials and such. Other than that,
Man, this
I
is like a
think, look at the pretty painting we are doing. I pre-painted this one. Ooh, so unusual for me. So let's just hop in and go over the materials.
all right. Hold on a second. Boop. Oh wait, that's not you.
It's
You're
me.
over here.
I'm
There you
mini me, the little tiny. I'm so tiny. Right. So
go. Yep.
so little. All right, I have a 12 by 12 canvas on my little easel here, and on my palette, I have Mars Black.
See if we can just fix that real quick.
Okay,
I think
I'll
that
go over the
might.
materials again.
Yeah, I think it's okay. We
Think
can still got
so?
the we still got the materials up. It looks like it's not flickering on me anymore. Let's try
Okay.
this
All
again.
right, I'm going to go over the materials again just in case the stream broke out because we saw some
A little
issue there with
thicker.
the live
Yeah.
stream. 12 by 12 canvas on my palette, Mars Black, Phthalo Blue, Cad Red Medium, Cad Yellow Medium, Burnt Sienna, another thing of Cad Yellow Medium, Mars Black, and a little Phthalo Blue. Right here, I have Satin Glazing Liquid. It's a slow drying extender for acrylic colors. It's going to allow me to blend and it's going to allow me to glaze. It's very helpful. I have my handy dandy little bottle of just plain water to mist my palette with. And then for my lights and everything, I've got some titanium white fluid acrylic just so I can dot out some nice lights. All right. I think there's nothing to do but hop on in and see if we can't do this thing. All right, so step one, I'm going to take my Cad yellow and mix it into my Mars black, and that's going to kind of create a green black. That's what I'm looking to make, is a green black. I need it to be a fairly dark color, so I got to pay attention to how the color comes out, if it's dark enough, or if I'm going to need to have more black in there. It's still pretty dark, so that should be okay. And then I'm going to take some blue and mix this in. And what I should be getting is a green black out of this, kind of a green blue black. I'm mixing it up with my artist knife. And you can kind of see the hue and the value change as you mix up this color. Sometimes when you have a lot of background to do and there's a lot of little value color mixes, it's nice to mix up a large amount of the color that you need at the beginning, and then you're not having to remember how you got to a color so closely as you go through. A little more. So I'm adding the blue in slowly. And one thing I can do is I can come here and take a little bit of white, and if, what I'll see there is a blue green color, then I know I am in the right range of color. So there we go. Nice color there.
Oh,
I
thank
wipe
you,
my,
Heather.
thank you, Heather.
That's so nice. Thank you.
And we'll wipe off my artist knife so it's clean with a towel. Just put that aside. And then I'm going to pick up a 1-inch oval mop by Princeton. And I'm going to go ahead and get some glazing liquid in it just to help improve the flow off my brush. I'm going to take a little bit of this color, this black color, over to my white and make a nice light middle color. I'm going to go up and down in the middle. You can take it down fairly far. We're trying to make a nice light center
Oh,
there.
Holly, thank you again.
Thank you, Holly. Thank you, everyone, for just being here. I really appreciate it. So we've got about this wide on the canvas, brushing up and down, right? I'm working fairly quickly because I want to be able to blend the colors. Then I can get a little more dark on my little gray here and come over. I want it a little lighter than that. So this is where we work out our colors right here. I grabbed a little more blue. So it's just a little bit lighter. And I'm brushing that out. And I'm brushing this out. Just trying to create a sense of light in the center, dark at the sides.
Mm.
Blend, 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 blend. Working it fairly quickly. Sometimes with acrylic paint, we've got to work a little quickly, which can feel a little stressful. But the important thing is to remember that if we've got our nice drying agent in here, it won't dry on us so quickly. A little more blue, pulling a little more blue into this mix. Come over to the sides. A little bit of blend, 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 blend. Takes a couple tries, a couple layers to really get this in. I'm right here, blend, 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 blend. A little more blue in it. Really cover the canvas. That first layer can be kind of challenging to cover the canvas with.
Mm.
Just to start.
Just to start.
Just to start. Oof. And take this down, you know, down here a little bit. Just covering up the canvas.
Right.
Sometimes I'll grab my glazing liquid just to improve the flow.
That's really looking smooth.
Smooth. And we're just trying to get that first layer on.
Got that ready layer 1 going.
Ready layer 1. Working it.
There it is.
Working it, working it. And we'll just kind of lighten a little bit up here at the center too. Even though we're going to be coming across horizontally in a little bit, having this as a basis on underpainting isn't going to hurt us.
Look, that's very nice.
So see how we have a nice little kind of fuzzy streak in the center, little out of focus streaking in the center. Goodness gracious, did we work hard there or what? Let's take a minute. That was like speed painting. Oh, what am I seeing up there?
There's Heather and Holly.
Oh, Heather and Holly, thank you so much. Thank you
very
so much.
lovely.
I can't read that though, babe.
I know. I just wanted you to be able to see the stickers.
Oh, I love the stickers. I don't have good enough vision to read the comments.
No, it's okay.
I definitely have to put my vision enhancers on to get any kind of good vision into my comments. Now listen, in my lap, I always have a towel. This is a paint towel. It's dedicated as a paint towel, and I wipe the moisture out of my brushes constantly with it. I will try to make sure that I announce that every time I do that, because sometimes that's what helps me control how much water is in my brush to get a technique out. Right. So that's one of the things that we don't have a camera on is my lap towel. So I'm going to try to talk about that. I just want to let you know that that's there. Teachers have a lot of invisible things that we do that we picked up over the years that sometimes we forget, just from it, they become ubiquitous to us. We forget to announce. We just assume everyone has a lap towel, but I know that you guys may not. So that's what it is. And you can just, I use it up until it's kind of dry and stiff. And then I run it when it's all dry, run it through the washer and it kind of reactivates it, and I can use a towel for a shocking amount of time. Shocking amount of time. My mom's studio, we used to keep rags in a trash can, And then it was my job to like wash all the rags
Yeah.
and get them freshened up for the next thing. So this is a total we all do it kind of thing. All right, let's dry this with our hair dryer. I'm going to dry it on a low setting, and it's going to take me a little bit because I've used glazing liquid on it, so that'll kind of increase my drying time a little bit. While we're doing that, John can talk to you about the new garage sale boxes and the soap stories that are going on.
Oh, all right. We can do that, I suppose. So, we are, or I should say, yeah, we're making soap, and we use a really cool, a little machine that we've built that allows us to process our soap. It's a little bit of a secret recipe. I mean, like everybody does their soap a little differently. And the soap that we make is really specially designed to clean brushes. It's very, very good. It cleans brushes very, very well, and it's so good. I brought it to the miniature shop and they use it. All the places that we go, we give the soap to them, and they're like, "Man, this stuff, it cleans stuff I had no idea." And that's just because it's a really good cleaner, and we're really happy with it. And so we've got new soap packaging, and I've got some new stampy stuff, so that hopefully our newest soaps will have little indents in them, so that it'll say whoosh, the Art Sherpa.
Hopefully.
And we're work. That should arrive soon. So we'll post up new pictures when we get those, because we have to do it. We have to do it a batch. I'll tell you more later on the next one. So we're here to paint. All right.
Are we here to paint?
I think so.
No, I think we're here to play. Painting is
Yeah.
just a side effect of that play. We're here to play. We're not working hard. We're hardly working. Can't believe I said that. Things that people say. All right. So now we're going to do this again. I'm going to kind of widen out and lighten out my blend. I'm going to bring it here. And I'm also going to let my ground be kind of designed. So if I line this up, I'm going to say that right about here, right about there, is where we kind of expect the ground to come in. So I'm going to take a little bit of chalk. Maybe I'll grab one of my little pointed chalks. And just give ourselves a nice little line to be like, that's where the ground's going to shift or change direction. Right? Back into this brush again.
Mm-hmm.
Getting some glazing liquid on here. I'm loading up in some white. Load, load, load. You see I switch the brush. I flip the brush over.
Yeah.
I'll get some of my color. And I still got some blue there, so I can blue it up. And I still have some yellow here, so I could green it up, see? So I have some color control with what I'm doing. And let's come here and kind of lighten up that center. Make sure that I've got a nice light coming here. Nice and juicy.
Mm.
Then I'm going to come in and get a little more color, but it's going to have some white in it this time. So it's going to be darker, but a little bit lighter than that first blend out that we did. Up and down right here to sort of blend that edge. And I'll go ahead and get a little more blue and black. Still a little more white in it though. You want it to be darker, but still where you can show black trees in front of it. There you go. You want black to still be a slightly darker value. I'm going to blend right here, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. There we go. Now a little bit of glazing liquid. Up and down, up and down, up and down, kind of keeping that edge juicy and wet. See, I'm already getting kind of a blend going there. I can even get a little yellow in to green it up a bit. And then as I come over to the side, it's still got some gray in it. It's not my darkest color. I still want that, be able to kind of lift that hue. Sure that the canvas is thoroughly painted. Up and down, down right here. Down, up and down right here. And wipe my brush off. I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of glazing liquid on here and get some more white into my brush. A little more white.
A little more.
I want this width to be wide enough for me to put my tree kind of centrally focused in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, should get more white there. So sometimes I'll get into the dark color and I'll come back into where my light color is. And I'll pick some dark color up into it that I don't want. So what I do then is kind of blend out my white a bit from the white side.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't go horizontally to blend here, right? Because I want these lines to be kind of vertical and streaking down. Just careful now. Good blending. Wipe off, go back into the white, blend over to the left. So I should be having kind of a nice central light here.
Mm-hmm.
It should be fairly smooth. It takes a little bit of nudging. I feel like it's okay to nudge.
Sure.
Yeah, you gotta love a nudge. All right, we're gonna rinse out our brush, dry it with our towel, and I'm gonna put it aside for a second. And we're gonna dry everything again.
Okay, we can dry it all again. I'll keep talking about soap. So let's see here. Yeah, the current round of soap is really, really nice. We did this new process, and we got a very consistent batch. The next batch will be. We're going to try the new stamping tool. We'll post all that stuff up. You can currently get the soap that we're making in our kits. We have a garage sale kit on our website. We only had a little bit of soap that we made this time that worked, so we're putting it in the kits, and that those kits really help our little store. They help us out. Those are product that came from other events, other projects that we've done, and so we built up these little kits. It's a really high value, and we try to make sure that those are nice and in the store, and it's a great way to help support us. So really appreciate that. Let's see here. Boop, 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 doop.
Ba-doop, ba-doop. Ba-doop, ba-doop. Ba-doop, ba-doop. Let me check this because I've got a bright glare on my canvas, so I've got to tilt it.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of slightly lighten this value here a shade. It's too much step, so I need to change that little step so it's got a little bit more light to blend into.
Say new step now?
New step now.
All right.
Yeah. Anytime we'll dry, we'll go into a new step. I'm going to grab some white into that. I'm going to just make sure that we've got enough lightness over here so that our little trees will show before they get into that dark, dark, dark. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck there to see. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. One of the things that we're recognizing is we got to the the glare that we all see here on uh, the wet paint, how it makes it more shiny. It's also hard for Cinnamon to see it, so she has to tilt the surface sometimes, and one tilt is good for the camera, one tilt is good for her. So, and the two of those tilts
Never line up.
they don't seem to align up quite evenly often. So that's why she'll tilt the surface up so she can see it a little better sometimes.
I'll just glaze out here and get back into this. Let's kind of blend that down there. Just get it till you get it. Just need to have nice gradations. Now, while that's having to dry, it's having to think. We're going to rinse this brush out. We're going to change brushes. And I think I'm going to grab my number 20 D'Artagnan Raphael brush. It's got a hog bristle head. You could also use, I've got, I don't know where it is right now, but I've got a Simply Simmons that also has a hog bristle head that you could use. Like you want a brush about an inch wide that's good for dry brushing. Sometimes your synthetic brushes can be good for dry brushing too, but they just need to be stiff. If the brush is really soft, it's not going to do a good job dry brushing. It needs to have some stiffness to it, some fortification, as they say. I'm going to go ahead and take my white out here, and I'm going to add a little blue. Come up to my mix. I worked a little blue in. Because I want this snow to be a little bit bluer. And I'm going to begin by making little back and forth horizontal brush strokes. Kind of coming down the front, back and forth. And then I can come to the side here with a slightly darker color. Just beginning that little light center here. There we go. And then come with a little more white. And get a little more blue in here. little more centrally focused. By no means the last moment we're going to be playing in here. We're just starting to create that sense of. I'd even go back into the. A little more white. Now what?
I was gonna say, but this is a little bit of a magic tree.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Well, it could be considered a current bush because it seems to has its own electricity.
You do. He's got magic. It's true. Or a very dedicated person with a long extension cord.
I guess it
Or
could be
maybe a solar cell.
battery. Yeah,
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah. So we'll say it has a solar cell.
All right.
Because we have to explain the rationality of our paintings.
Can't just be magic.
Can't just be magic, I
Okay.
guess. All right. I'm going to rinse this brush out thoroughly. Wipe it off on my towel so it's not carrying extra water. I'm going to put out, I'm going to find my phthalo blue.
Pam says this is a collection of fireflies having a party in the tree.
Fireflies having party in the tree works for me as well. That makes me think of I can't remember that firefly's name. It's a Disney movie. Cannot remember his name. I love fireflies. Or the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. I love that too. And add a little yellow there. And that's so I can have some darker and more blue and stuff if I need it. All right. Let's dry everything so we can do this next part. And if we have to rest our hands on the canvas, we can. Otherwise, we're going to be like dragon paint here and dragon paint there and dragon paint everywhere.
All right. As she says, you have to dry and then that way it's not sticky. And that is true that when your paint is wet or it's just starts to cure, it becomes very sticky. And so I'll sometimes call that, it gets tacky. It's a tacky paint. So you don't want that. You want it to be nice and dry and smooth and give you a nice, clean, predictable transfer of paint to the surface. And so it sometimes just takes a little extra time, get it thoroughly dry. Don't need to use heat. Just use it on the cool setting, and that'll make it stick. That'll make it cure really, really just fine. Heat isn't necessary at all. It's the airflow that really does the job. So, thank you guys. I saw some of the folks picking up stuff in the store while we were here chatting. I hope you guys enjoy your garage sale boxes. Those will be fun.
Those are fun. The garage sale boxes are super fun. It's a super fun thing that we get to do. I love when we get to do them too.
You ready for your next step?
I think I'm ready for my next step.
A step in the right direction, I'd say.
A step in the right direction. All right, so I'm going to grab my brush and I'm going to get into my black and maybe a little bit of blue. And I'm using a number 6 Isacryl brush, nice acrylic brush. So it's a nice big fat acrylic round brush. I'm just making sure I've got a good load of black in here. I'm going to come to this outside edge. And I'm going to paint just a tree going up. Just a tree, just using the brush. Tree going up. I might be fussy and I know I'm going to be putting snow and everything here, but sometimes it's nice to give your tree a little baseline. Now, I think it's nice sometimes to make some trees a little thinner and some trees a little thicker, so that's about how hard I'm pressing on my brush. If I want a thicker line, I press harder. If I want a thinner line, I press lighter. And some of these little bushes, these little trees are going to be covered by my bigger tree. Don't paint the best trees of your life going through here because one or two might be covered up. You know how that goes. I'll go ahead and paint like a little skinny one. I think I want to plant a couple trees up front. I'm going to get into just my black. I'm doing this here now so that I'm not having bad spacing around these focal trees. So I'm going to paint one right here. Actually, I might take this tree down a little bit. Make it a bit thicker. Make it this tree. See, I can just change the tree by changing its position. This one could be 2 brush strokes thick. And the big thing with the tree is you want the base to be the thickest part of the tree. It gets tapered as it goes up. As it grows up, it gets bigger. All right, so that one is down there. Needs to have a little friend, and I need to leave enough room for a tree here, so. Brush this one up. It's a nice, thick, healthy tree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I'm going to grab a little bit of my yellow black there. I'm going to bring it into this sort of color here, just so that they have a unifying kind of color here. I just want it to be a little bit darker. Now I'm going to plant another little tree here. This one goes back to the far horizon line, not up close like the first two that I just did. It's stopping right there. Now, as I come through here, I'm going to want to shorten these, or it'll appear like initially like I am. And they're going to be kind of in a gradation of shorter. Now again, I'm going to have a tree going in front of this, so we're going to lose some of these. Bring a little bit of blue over here, keep going into the black. I got to bring this back a little bit into the snow so that I can snow some snow over these guys. That's all I'm doing is I'm just making sure I can come back with a little snow and snow some snow over them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to still end up being at that horizon line. I just got to snow them. Yeah, you can even come in here and be like, I get a little bit of blue. can snow them right now if you want. Just what we're doing. Get that white out of my brush since I was playing around. Now that I'm here, I'm going to kind of and then we're going to come up another little tree a little bit higher. Maybe this is a skinnier tree. Little black and blue here.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of widen that up down there. Being fussy. No problem. Even now right here. I'm going to want to wait to place my big one that crosses here because I need to cross it in front of a bunch of trees.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to be planted as they are. I'm going to come into my black here and plant the friend next to it. Down into the snow a little bit. Now he's going to have another friend that crosses a little bit in front of him and a cross open. We'll see what that's like when we get there. And again, maybe a little bit further down here, another little black tree. Even I'm going to have a tree cross in here. I'm going to put a little tree here. And have it go maybe a little bit back this way. It curves a little bit in its growth. Spindly couple of trees. Then for these,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to come in and I'm going to add a little bit of white. Maybe like a little of this. I want it to be darker than the background, but lighter than the black tree.
All right.
So they're just a little bit grayer. Maybe a little darker there. And back into the lighter.
That's looking really cool.
So what we're doing is we are shading the trees to go with the lighting in the center.
Ah, some trees.
All right. Got a little bit uniform there, but that's okay.
That's right.
So we're going to dry everything, and then I'll tell you what we do next.
Okay. I'm going to tell them about the SMS system, I think. So let's see if I can pull that up for you here. If I push, I believe. Oh, there it goes. So if you send join to 734-808-0828, then you'll get a text message notification whenever we drop a video or go live. We also sometimes will do like surprise things. So if you're in there, you'll get notified anytime we kind of do that. So it's really cool. It's a way that we can let you know what's going on when we know it.
Do we know it?
Whenever I don't know when we know things, but when we do, see, like I was just saying, whoosh, come on, I got a bit of cool graphic.
That's a cool graphic. Thank you for popping that in there.
And then it goes away, whoosh, and it goes back. Whoosh, whoosh, bag of buttons.
That's exciting what you've got there.
Buttons.
Do we have any questions?
Let's see. Well, the question that we just answered was, you mean if I join the number above, then I'll get notifications? And we were like, yes. So I just explained that. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Oh, there's a good one.
Mm.
Oh wait, no, I think that was a joke, but I haven't gotten the punchline to yet, so I have to wait. I can't read that one yet.
Jokes are thoroughly
There's some jokes.
encouraged in the live chat. The more dad joke they are, the more points they get. Like the daddest jokes of all are the best jokes.
So
Dad jokes are appreciated
I'll
here
wait to get the
by everyone.
punchlines, and then I'll
Okay.
share them.
That's good.
We'll
That's
do
always
that next
good.
step.
Okay. So, what we're trying to do is create sort of a gradation of dark into light. And another way that we're going to get that is I'm going to take my, it's a slightly smaller one. It's a 3/4 inch oval mop. You could still use your 1 inch. And I'm going to get it really full with my glazing liquid. And I'm going to grab some white. Now, if all you have is zinc white, or if you just happen to have zinc white, it will do this as well. And I'm going to make a very light glaze. Of my white paint. Very light glaze. Oh, wait, not that one. Let's put it back.
Re-erase.
Re-race.
Re-race. The undo of the brush world.
The undo of the brush world. My smudgy finger. I'm just making kind of a misty effect. There's a little mist over the trees.
Misty trees.
Musty trees. Not musty trees, misty trees.
Misty trees.
Misty trees.
Trees in the mist.
And we want these trees to be in the mist somehow. So that also makes the center or the forest lighter at that center. And it's kind of at a curve like that.
Yeah.
And real light here in the centermost. It's my eye. I don't talk about it a lot, but I have severe dry eye.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
like, sometimes the lights or the makeup and stuff can, like, get to it. I just want to itch my eyes, but I
Huh.
can't. I've got to do wet drops and I've got to do these little lovely wipes, and it's a whole thing. If you have dry eyes, take care of your eyes during painting. Like when I'm not doing a live show, I have drops with me and I drop my eyes during the painting session.
Yeah.
It's something that you can do. All right. And while I'm here, I'm going to just put back the tree eye. I missed it a little bit. Grab a little bit of black paint. Just demist it entirely. Okay. Now we're going to dry it. Come back. I'm going to tell you what we do next.
Okay. It's dry time. Come over here and see where we're at in the dry time. Oh, yeah. So in the store, there's all that stuff that we were just talking about. I think that stuff's pretty cool. You can join the SMS. What else do we need to talk about? It's nice out. We had a wonderful October. I hope you did too. The Halloween was super magical this year for us. Had wonderful weather. There was a really good wind that was sort of blowing Halloween on Halloween, and so we had this beautiful trees that were shedding all of their leaves, and the sky had a low overcast that was fast moving clouds, and there was like this really pretty sky behind it. So it was very, very Halloweeny. It was super nice, and the wind was blowing all the leaves off the trees and across the streets, and it was like, wow, this was like a made-for-TV movie street.
I did not know that you were having such strong feelings about the street for Halloween.
Oh, it was awesome, Spider, and I just walked around the block looking at it.
That's very cool. I'm glad you guys did that. All right, we're going to come in on our next step, buddy. Yes, we are. We're loading up with some black paint, and I'm going to plant another tree right here, a little bit down from its friend. And we talked about it taking kind of a slightly angled strip. Hope we get it right this time. Always stressful when you're doing it live. Slow and steady.
Oh, thank you, Ramona.
Thank you, Ramona.
Love the super chat sticker, guys. Thanks you so much, and it really goes a long way to help support us. So thank you so much.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. Thank you. So that's the other nice thing about the trees being a little bit misty is that it lets you get that in there a bit. Now, while this is having a dry, or think about what it's done, I'm going to grab this number 8 Raphael d'Artagnan round.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to paint some snow.
Paint the snow.
Paint the snow. Paint the snow. A little bit of blue into my little green black. I'm going to come here and paint a little bit of a dark kind of drama. Goes right up to that tree's edge. Goes right off the base here. Back here and just kind of just fussy. Just back and forth. A little curl to the stroke, too. Come over here.
Go over there.
Do kind of a similar little thing. Oh, snow flurs. Little snow flurries.
Mmm. The shady snow.
The shady snow. It's shady snow.
It's a
Snow is
little
just
huey.
throwing shade.
It's got some hue to it.
Yeah, we want to definitely put some color in our snow.
Generally, I avoid the colored snow. I find it to often be dangerous.
Well, I understand you mean the yellow snow, and I get where you
No,
feel that way.
any color snow other than white is generally considered dangerous.
Well, snow is rarely I mean, it is white, but it reflects everything around it, which
It's
is
true.
why, as artists, we paint it with some color. A little
Um,
lighter here as I'm coming through.
But I'm just saying, if I came across some purple snow, I would definitely be questioning it. Be like, what's happening here? Because purple is not a real color. It's a figment of our brain's imagination.
It's true, it is. All right, I'm going to add some little light snow back here to these little trees. See how we're just kind of making a rough little, so it's like, it looks like a distant little snowbank. Lighter, lighter, lighter. Lighter, lighter, lighter.
Light.
Just a little more white in the light of the snow. Back and forth. Always grab a little bit of glazing liquid if you feel like your paint isn't coming off the brush nicely enough. You're like, dude, behave.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a little bit going there.
Yeah.
But just kind of creating that, like, get a little more color on it. When it comes out further away, it gets darker.
Mm-hmm.
I get a little more color on it as I want it to be darker out here. I hope everyone is doing okay right now.
Everyone is doing very good.
That's excellent.
So
Painting
good.
is a nice way
My
to just put down the
goodness, so
worries of
good.
the day.
Patricia, thank you so much. That's a Patricia party.
Patricia party. Patricia party. Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you so much. I can't tell you guys. It
A little more white.
is so appreciative of the love and support you guys give us. And liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all those things are
Support of us.
they're very good
Watching.
support. Yeah, watching.
Huge support of us. The fact that you
chatting.
guys watch, chatting.
Joining us here, it's just we appreciate your time so much. So thank you for being part of our life.
Thank you. And just kind of lightening up that center there so that when I come in to put the color snow in, that it's light enough to take some from it. It's weird how when you build up the layers, it just starts to come together.
It does.
It just starts to be what it is. There, so we've got a little foresty scene going there. Dark trees. All right, dry thoroughly. Everything
Dry.
dry to the
Thoroughly.
bone.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the bone. Very,
But
very dry.
very, very dry.
Very, very dry.
Okay. I think we can do very, very dry. And then, let's see, while we're doing very, very dry, I'll leave this up here for you. So that in case you want to know about that, that's there. I'll say, come on over to the website because there's cool stuff there, theartsherpa.com. You can join our community on Facebook, Instagram, I think, and Pinterest, and like there's all over the place. Cinnamon's there. And we love to see your guys' stuff. So please share. Please be part of our community. Come to a live session. They're really fun. People hang out. They talk about lots of stuff. Sometimes punny, sometimes not. And but it's always a lot of fun. We always have fun hanging out together. So it's just happy to see everybody when we get to see them. And yeah. That's you'd think that after like 10 years of doing this I would have more to say during a break, but I don't. She's just saying it's going to take a little longer to dry. That's okay. We'll pontificate on the nature of drying paint because that's, I guess, what we're here. We're watching paint dry. This is just a faster mode of watching paint dry with a hairdryer. So, but we do get to see the layers of application, and that's very informative. That's very good to know. So I gotta make sure our next step's ready too. Get that ready. Go. Huh? Got my little buttons back here. Got a whole little control panel of buttons that I can push and does stuff, which is in and of itself pretty cool. I got to build a little control panel and make all the things connect to the other things, which go boopity boop when I push the buttons. All right. Good. I'm glad. That's okay.
There's a lot of glazing liquid.
There's a lot of glazing liquid.
Slowed down the drying time of the paint.
That happens.
All right, I'm gonna take a
You're just
T-square
right
ruler.
You're like, whoop,
I am. I'm like, take a T-square ruler. And I'm gonna drop this between these two trees here, and I will take a round number 6 Raphael sepia round. That's in that 2-brush set that we have. Soon to be in something else really exciting. And then we're going to come between these. I'm going to start at the 3-inch down mark and just make a little black line using my ruler to have a straight line. This is great if you have unsteady hands. I'm going to bring it down into my snow area a little bit. I'm going to have that. And go ahead and thicken up my little trunk a bit. Take that up a little bit up the tree. Thicken it up a little bit. It gets messy on me. I can just come back with a clean brush and be like, no. I just want a nice little trunk. It will show right there. Okay, so it's a thin line, and there's like a little over 1.5 inches of a thick line. Put that to the side. And then while I'm here, I'm going to grab some of my Shadow Snow color, which I've mixed up here. Now you can see why I like to mix up a bunch of the base background color. Everything's going to be values of that color. It's nice to have a lot of it so I'm not having to mix and mix and mix and mix and mix again. And I'm going to bring out a little bit of a shadow. Kind of comes out to the sides. It should come out about that far on each side of the tree. And kind of ellipse it so it looks like it's an ellipse around the tree. That's where we want the shadow under the tree. Now mentally, you want to imagine a triangle coming out.
Yep.
And you may even want to draw yourself. I don't know if it's going to show. It's not going to show without me pressing really hard. But a triangle coming out from the tree using chalk. To about here. Leave a little bit of your trunk left. That's what we're going to do there. Now.
Gotta have some stump in the trunk.
Got to have some stump in the trunk. I grab a little bit of my black paint on my round sepia brush. I'm going to put my glasses on for this next bit. I'm going to come here and begin to paint out that base. And we'll come here and also plant a little bit of a in that lower branch. There. Now you have kind of a width of the tree.
Yeah.
So you'll know what you're aiming for down here. Come up to the top. And a few little branches start to wander away from the tree. Now some tree branches can be longer than the base, but on the whole, they will shorten in. Right, so they get shorter and shorter as they go up. Might do a little middle one here. We're painting the silhouette of the Christmas tree. Left-hand side first. Now that's giving this lovely silhouette.
Lovely silhouette.
A lovely, lovely silhouette. Next branch can be a little bit shorter. That's okay. The tree is solid as it comes in towards the center.
Mm-hmm.
I still pay attention to the way I do my brush strokes, though. So now we have left side of tree. I might come up here and tap out a little extra.
You can't just use the mirror function here.
Well, they wouldn't be symmetrical.
That's true.
So I
And I mean that
wouldn't.
jokingly. There's no mirror function on a canvas. You can't just go boop, boop, click a button and have it mirror it. But
In our minds.
in our minds.
In our minds. Now, for convenience, well, no, I'm actually going to. Just trying to build out our tree. Let's go. Building a really lovely tree. So a lot of people like to do these with fan brushes, and you can, but you have to do the whole tree with the fan brush technique. All right. So what you should have there is a nice tree silhouette.
I would say it's a very nice tree silhouette.
Nice tree silhouette. Rinsing out our brush thoroughly, wiping it off and putting it aside. We are definitely going to want to dry this painting thoroughly. Dry, dry, dry.
All right.
Dry, dry, dry. Dry, dry,
Gotta dry. Gotta thoroughly dry the surface. And this is pretty good. I think we're coming along. And I think actually this is really, we may be past the midpoint, I think, maybe. We got some lights and the trees now. And some highlights. This is looking pretty cool. So, cool, cold, in the woods, winter, haha. Anyway. Yeah. Thank you guys for being here and putting up with my punny humor sometimes. It's just nice to be here on a day where we paint. Let's see here.
All right. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, so the light, so you have some light on the trees, and then above it, it's sort of the misty background.
Yeah, kind of a misty light coming down.
Misty light coming down, and that's going to affect the outer trees, I guess, there with some of the white lighting on it.
Yeah, so on these trees, we'll put a cool blue lighting on here, and the ones that are close to this tree will have a will have a warm lighting on it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty neat.
That's why we chose to do that. And it's all really quite symbolic, anyways.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to take my number 8 Raphael D'Artagnan brush. Mix just a little bit of red over into my yellow and grab some white here. Kind of come behind the tree here and just very carefully yellow, kind of a glow on the snow. Get a little red in it, goes kind of peach. A little bit of that peachy outer edge. Color to the snow. Placing a little color to the snow here and there. So this is the tree's light coming down. It's like kind of a peach on the outer edges of it. I just wiped my brush off with my towel because I wanted to take the extra water off. I'm seeing foaming. That's what I want to do. That's the bubbling in the paint. That means I have too much water in my brush. It all starts to look like soap bubbles. You have too much water in your brush. A little bit of white. A little more yellow. Dance the light down a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a little bit of white.
Those are some nice highlights.
Just a little bit of highlighting in the snow. So there's a bit of glowing. A bit of glowing. Okay, rinse that out and dry that off.
All right.
And dry everything here.
Hold on, I gotta sneeze.
Sneeze it up. I gotta drink some of this. So, you know, it's all good.
Oh man, got the sneezies.
Mm.
The sneeze.
You got the sneeze.
Yeah.
You got some of the sneeze.
Man, oh.
I'm going to bring a little bit of my white down to here, I think, where I have this black and blue. Fresh white, so it's not gummy. All right, shall we throw up a step? I'm going to take a little bit of my white into my black blue color, so it's like a gray blue. Might put on my glasses so I can see everything quite well. I'm going to come here from the top. Just bringing this highlight down the front of that tree. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this blue and white. I'm going to highlight some of the bark on the tree, little short marks.
Thank you, Mary Kate.
Thank you, Mary Kate.
We appreciate all of the patron support, the likes, the comments, the shares, the being in our lives. Thank you all.
Yeah, we do. We really appreciate it. And I really appreciated you all through my hacking drama so much. You guys were the best. So glad it's over.
Yeah,
So glad
me
it's over.
too.
I'm just kind of adding a little bit. It gets a little darker as it gets away from the light source. Adding a little bit of highlight to that tree because it would have a little light from this and would have a little light from the other thing. Brush a little bit wet. And come here at this tree. Who all's in the room right now?
Oh my, there's so many people in the room right now. Let me scroll up here. I saw Lindsay and Amy and Mary Kate and let's see up here, Jen and Tetsuya. I hope I said that correct. Marine. Marianne.
Was it Marianne or
my,
Marine?
my eyes can't have to get closer to the screen. Sylvia and Nance and Ramona and Patricia and JC and Gloria.
It was really.
I think I can actually do another cool thing. I can just go pull open all the things and it'll just show me participants. No, it just shows me. That's weird. I thought it would do more.
Yeah, sometimes it's disappointing to see what the features actually do and don't do.
It doesn't do that. It doesn't show me that, peoples. It used
Disappointed in the features. Little short brush strokes highlighting the inside center of this little trunk.
Chloe's here.
Hi, Chloe. Hi, Ramona. Hi, everybody. Hi, Amy.
What are you drinking there, Cinnamon?
Oh, not a sponsored. Not in any way sponsored, but what I'm drinking is Health Aid Kombucha. Healthy. It's a health aid. It's a healthy one. Now, one thing I might notice is if this is not light enough, I may have to come back and it's in the water. Make sure that that's got a nice little. Come here and just make sure that that's light enough to show up. tree's starting to pop. It's a little bit of light on that tree, right? Now I'm going to take a little bit of my cad red and my cad orange, a little burnt sienna. I'm going to come on the inside of this tree. Just dragging the brush down, creating a nice line.
Oh, thank you, the bug.
Thank you, bug.
It's a bug party.
It's a bug party. Like only when the bug is here when I'm comfortable saying that.
Oh, thank you, Kathy. Appreciate that you're always here.
Thank you, Kathy.
And bonjour from France.
Oh, yeah, bonjour. Ça va? And that's all I've got. When I had moderate speaking skills. God, how are you? I'm not kept up. So we're highlighting the inside of that tree right now. I'm going to come here and highlight the inside of this tree right now. Getting a little bit of that going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get a little yellow and red together. And pop some of this in the center. Just brightening it up a bit. I like to roll it and keep it to the toe of my brush. So this way it's got a little bit of an orange glow. There we go. Look at that. Now we got some orange glow on our trees. All right. I'm going to want to dry everything.
You're going to dry it all?
I'm going to dry it all, and when we come back, I'll show you what we do next.
All right. Just dry, dry, dry. And then it will be dry, which is good because it allows us to add more layers, and they won't smear. And that's really the big thing is that as you put layer on layer, you don't want them to mix with the under layer. That way they are nice and crispy and sharp. So let's see where that goes there. Aha. Think you're ready for that step?
Wait, I'm gonna.
Oh, I gotta make you mute. You're muted. Better?
Better, yeah.
Okay. There you go.
A little carbonated.
Carbonation.
I'm gonna take a little bit of my cad red and my cad yellow, and I'm gonna make a nice bright orange. I'm gonna take it to my burnt sienna. You can always grab a little more yellow in it if you want. And then we're going to come up to this tree, tapping here at the center, and then I'm going to just very carefully the center here add some of this little light. A little light there. Another little one there. Sometimes you can put one out to the outer edges.
Mm-hmm.
Running that down the tree. Starting to light up the center of the tree.
Well, thank you, MFM. It's nice to have you with us.
Thank you.
All the way from France.
All the way from France? Where in France?
That's a good question. I don't know. Probably in the French part of France.
I think I'm more worried like in the Carcassonne region, in Bordeaux, in Provence, like
Brittany.
Montpellier, Pied-en-Velay,
I don't know.
Gruyere.
Well, maybe we'll see here in a minute. What color are you using right now?
I am using CAD yellow medium, CAD bright medium to make a bright orange, and then I took it over and mixed it into my burnt sienna. That's where we went. Now I'm going to get a little bit of my just orange here. And I'm going to add some dots.
It's the under dot.
It's the under dot, which will later have a glowy bulb on it.
The from under glow.
The from under glow. All right. I'm going to bring a little bit more of this sort of up here. Okay, now we're going to want to dry everything with our hair dryer. And let me know if we ever get an answer about the region of France.
Oh, I will. Whoosh, whoosh. So that, I think, is directed to you, MFM, if you, where you're from. And I'll see, maybe put it in chat down here. So maybe, you know what, I can do that. There's all sorts of magical tools out there now that I can quick grab. I don't, let's see here. You're ready for a next step too, aren't you?
I'm ready for my next step. My next step, yeah. Take a lot more yellow into my orange mix. Come here and like tap out the top of the tree. Really focus that glow towards the center.
I know, so I was told, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Alsace? 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 I'm not familiar with that area, so I'll check that out.
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up. I've been very lucky to be able to travel to France more than once. Hope to go there for an art retreat we host in the future.
Oh, it's on the east of France, on the banks of the Upper Rhine, next to Germany and Switzerland.
Ah! Then I have probably been through there.
I have not.
Have you not?
No, I was on the other side. Remember, we were just in the south when I was there.
Oh, just in the south, but we didn't travel.
No.
It's not like when we went. My mom went to school in Switzerland, and so she went to take me to see where she went to school. We got to drive through, gosh, a lot of countryside. It was wonderful. And we stayed we went on major highways, but we liked also taking country roads just to see everything. And just bringing this little orange through here, it's like a bright yellow orange. It's creating that nice. You can always add just, warmer orange too. Like if you want to add a little more like red glow, you can come through here.
Alsace.
Alsace?
I think Jen put it up some phonetic spelling for me.
Oh, I love phonetic spelling. That just works for me.
But yeah, it looks like a cool region to go check things around.
I'm going to be real honest. I haven't found an uncool region of France. They're all kind of cool. Just saying. It's all sort of cool. And when I shop at Aldi, it reminds me of the Brico Marché where we used to shop.
Huh.
And I put my little quarter in and get my little card out, which I had never done before. Now at Aldi, I do it all the time. I'm going to get a lot more yellow on my brush now. Kind of brighten it up with some yellow. A little bit of yellow to the dots out here. Yeah, I definitely hope to go back soon.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. We've really brightened up that center of that tree. Okay, now we're going to want to dry everything.
Yes, we do dry. Lots of dry.
Lots of dry. Dry, dry, dry. Dry, dry, dry. Dry, dry, dry.
So, as we dry, I'm going to go back over and see what we missed in the chat. Because I was checking all of our kid stuff is going well. So, Amy has... I see you completed the song. That was very good. I appreciated Amy was singing in chat with us. That was a good round. You all done there? That was a fast dry.
It was a fast dry. I just needed it to be able to take the next layer of the paint.
Okay.
Yes. I'm going to put out some of my fluid white too now. Oh, that's way more than I needed. Needed like a drop. So sometimes I get a little aggressive in the squeeze out.
So we're on the 12th step now.
We're on the 12th step now. I'm going to take a little bit of my yellow and white together. Now I'm going to take this yellow and white to make little dots. And they should read as a lighter value in your tree.
Oh, that would be great, Vegas.
Hmm.
Vegas says, Vegas Gem says, I have not felt like decorating for the past decade, but decided this year I'm gonna paint this and display it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I hope you have a blast painting it. And add a little yellow touch to my little outer ridge sparkle lights too. Want to give them some glows. Some glows. Gotta be fabulous in our little tree. Way more white painted than I needed. That'll happen sometimes though.
Yep. That's looking really good.
I think a little bit about where every one of these dots goes because that's going to be a little twinkle light.
Right.
And I want to make sure that the tree is super twinkly.
Super twinkly.
So twinkly with its solar cell that is buried off site. That's how we plugged it in. We don't have a long extension cord. We got a solar cell. We figured it out.
Yep.
If anyone's ever done this, decorated a tree in the woods, like, man, let me know in the comments. I've always wondered if that's ever actually been done.
Oh, I'm sure.
Now I'm going to come up here. As soon as you're done with that, you want to rinse out. I'm going to take my brush to a fine point with my fingers. I'm going to dip it in my white paint. And I'm going to dot the center of every of these little yellow dots. This white in the center to give it just a bright and shining glow. These twinkly lights be a twinkling.
Yes, they do. Man, that looks cool.
Some dots I do big and some dots I do small.
It's decisively dotty.
It's decisively dotty.
Oh, that's nice.
A little bit up to the top.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wow.
Then, and then,
And then.
and then. I don't know why that's still in my head. I have to find a small signature brush. I have any of those left after they have been raided by Spider for miniature painting. Wow, I don't know where my brush is.
They're right there in the front. There should. We didn't take any of the
No,
liners.
I know you didn't. Okay. I'm teasing. A little bit I'm teasing.
You touched my art supplies.
I'm an art supply dragon. I hoard them. I'm like Smaug. Whom side I'm on anyways, right? I know they're supposed to be like the bad guys in Lord of the Rings, but I'm like, dragons are awesome and there's not that many. Let the dragon have its mountain. Its habitat. All
Oh,
right.
look at that.
There we go. That was a fun one.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, so that was great. I love doing that with you guys today. Is there any questions I missed before
Oh,
we go
let me
anywhere?
go back over here. There was a bunch of chat. People been.
Chat.
Amy says, but what about the Arkenstone?
It's dragons. It belongs to dragon.
Yep.
It's all the dragons.
Oh yeah, and let me go back. Vegas was saying they really look forward to doing this one. They haven't painted in a long time, and really appreciate everything you've done to help them learn along the way.
Well, you're so very, very welcome. It's been my great, great pleasure.
We really love doing this, guys. And I'll put this up one more time before we go. Let me find the button. Here we go.
If you want to be notified when we are live, they don't always come with pictures like they did today, but we had some extra text to burn, so we were like,
Yep.
oh, let's give them a picture.
Indeed.
They would like to see what they are painting today, but usually it's just a text notification, and it will just tell you if there's a video dropping, if we are live, or if there's a premiere, just to let you know, just in case notifications are not coming to you from like YouTube, which sometimes they don't. And YouTube can suppress notifications and stuff like that for a variety of reasons. So this is just your be sure way to do it.
Be sure.
The other thing you can do is sign up for the newsletter. I try to send out newsletters and give heads up about stuff that's going on, cool sales, and videos that are coming up, and maybe where those resources are. And I have a Facebook page on Facebook. That's the Art Sherpa page, and it's no longer hacked, so you can go by and follow that.
Yeah.
If you want to see what's upcoming, because I post what's going on up there, I just use it to like notify people of upcoming lessons. And then I have a group if you'd like to share your artwork. The Facebook group is the Art Sherpa Official. And they look a little different, so you can tell when you're in the group and when you're in the page. And that's all back in our hands now, so I'm super glad about that. So definitely go by and share there, celebratorily as you might. You could, if you wanted to, splatter this with snow too. If you wanted to do snow splatter, that'd be a neat thing that you could do to add an extra little vizh, vizh. But there was so many little twinkle lights, I didn't want to do it on this one. That's why I didn't snow it, because I wanted it to be like
I like it.
crisp moment in the snow. So I just really appreciate everybody's support and hanging in and still watching the show and still giving us like your time, because I know like painting one of these paintings is a huge investment of time. You might have spent many hours with me. Like, even if this lesson is an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, right? You might spend hours with me. How do I join the groups?
How do you join the groups to share paintings?
Okay, so the Art Sherpa Official group, and it says it in the banner and it says it in the name. There's 3 questions, and that's how we keep like fake accounts out of the group. And it just like, they're questions you'd be able to answer, like, do you watch me? What's your favorite thing? And I think there's some other thing that's like, do you agree to the rules? Which is just to share Art Sherpa stuff in group. There's some exceptions to that. Like on Friday, we share like our original paintings. And
Don't be a bad guy.
Yeah, don't be a bad guy, that kind of thing. And then so that group is closed and curated and moderated. So there's just never any shenanigans in there, which I really, really, really love. Because there's no shenanigans. None of it. I have no shenanigans. None in the group.
That was weird.
And then the page is just a place to like see what's upcoming, and like you can leave me a comment over there. You can leave pictures in the comments of the page, but it doesn't really let you post that. And hopefully reviews and all of that will be up again soon. So you could be like, oh, that's back to normal. Oh, there's Instagram and TikTok and Pinterest too. If
Yeah.
you'd like to share in any of those places, I'm also there and check those fairly regularly. Threads. I don't do X anymore. I found it to be
Rated X.
stressful.
It's not nice.
It was not, I did not enjoy the new algorithm. I was seeing a lot of stuff I wasn't following and stuff that I wasn't happy to see.
Mm-mm.
And so I'm over on Threads because it lets me follow the people I already follow, and I'm just going to see what I want to see. It's much easier to control what I'm seeing because I want my social media to be like, I want to see what I'm following. I don't want to see what I think it thinks I should be following
Right.
because I followed the people that I followed for reasons,
Mhm.
and I want to see their stuff, not just whatever the algorithm thinks is popular today. So that's kind of why I've been enjoying Threads a little bit. So I'm over there. That's another place that you can go. And if you're following me on Instagram, you can automatically follow me on Threads. And I try to do something interesting in each little place. Let's try to be interesting. Oh, and if you thought this was really cool and you'd like to support us, you could subscribe, leave a comment, leave a thumbs up. And if you're like, no, I need to do more, there's the Emoji Club over here on YouTube where you get custom emojis, or there's Patreon. And I do weird things with patrons weekly. Strange things happen with patrons weekly. We paint things, we draw things. Sometimes they see upcoming lessons early, but they see me designing them, so they get to watch me go through my I don't know what I'm doing phase of it when I don't know where the design is going to go and I'm having to figure it out. I narrate that all out there. So there's a lot there. So that's all the things. That's all the things. And I like
That's
to do
all
it
the
at the
things.
end, not at the beginning, because I always find it really cheeky at the beginning when a creator's like, you just figured out what the video's about. You just want to see it. And they're like, before you go another step, be sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know if I want to watch this video, let alone commit to all the videos. So that's why I do it at the end, because I figure if you've been here with me for a couple hours, you might maybe want to subscribe.
You might like it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Just whatever makes you happy.
We're just under 2 hours right now.
Just under 2 hours?
Yeah.
All right. So we're just under 2 hours. Pretty big painting to do. So that was perfect timing. All right. So we're going to call it 2 hoot.
2 hoot.
2 hoot. Maybe 3
A
hoot.
hoot or two.
Maybe 3 hoot.
Maybe 3. Nah.
1 is the easiest. 2 is sort of intermediate. 3 is advanced. But they're all for beginners because I don't ever just demo a painting. And you guys just, because a demo is just when somebody paints it, but they don't really teach it. And that's for advanced stuff. All right. I think I've said all the things I could possibly say.
Me too.
All right. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. And I want to see you at an easel real soon. Bye-bye.